guys, I'm back. There's so much to say. Buckle in. So I've been on YouTube basically my whole life. Ever since I can remember, I've been somehow involved in social media. There have been seasons of my life where I've wondered whether or not I wanted to be on social media anymore, just because I've grown so much as a person since I was little. Last night, actually, I was watching the 8 Passengers documentary. If you don't know what it is, you should definitely go and research it or look it up because it's really insightful about the world that we're in today. It's basically about a family vlog channel gone wrong. The mom of the channel became very obsessed with image and with over-giving unsolicited parent advice. She wanted to be seen as the perfect parent. In the documentary, you slowly see her children losing their light because they're basically her employees. They're being in her videos and acting in her videos so that she makes money and that so she looks good. So the whole thing is really disturbing and it goes a really dark turn. And I think for me as a person, as a 19-year-old girl, I did know them. Like personally, I knew that family. Actually, in the documentary, they mention an event called CVX Live, and it's just like some candid footage of the mom talking about CVX Live, and that was a reoccurring event that basically all of the more like wholesome channels would get invited to. It was usually Utah-based people. So me and a close friend, Mia Genoto, went together as influencers and met all the family vloggers, like all of them. Literally every family vlogger that you can think of, like we saw them. And so even just seeing like the clip of a place that me and this family were both in at the same time, and just remembering that like at one point we literally crossed paths. I literally crossed paths with someone who is now spending 30 years in jail. It's just kind of been like not weighing on me, but it's been something that I've been really processing through. There was a clip in the documentary of one of their neighbor friends mentioning how she felt about there being YouTubers in the neighborhood before anything even went down, and she definitely had this look of like, YouTubers? Oh boy. And she was basically saying that like she doesn't let her kids watch YouTubers. She doesn't encourage her children to watch YouTube. And for some reason, something clicked in me and I was like, I'm ready to go back for real. There are just so many people that I have run into who have believed social media to be a really negative thing. And I 100% agree. Like, I think with anything as massive as social media, there's going to be a dark side to it. But I really believe that there are some amazing creators on YouTube and on social media that are helping raise children and helping give a good source of entertainment to people. It's not corrupting their brains. It's not filling them with trash. It's making them happy, entertained, inspired. I think I decided I really want to continue posting on social media and being able to just share my life with an audience, no matter how big, no matter how small. I don't really care, but I just kind of want to make a positive influence in some way. I know that I very much have a lot of things I want to say, a lot of things I want to talk about that I think other people will relate to and hopefully find encouragement in. So that's my spiel. I want to update y'all on basically the last, I don't know, 5-6 years of my life. So I built a house. The entire series is documented over on my other YouTube channel. I built a house. It's on my parents' property and it's nestled into the woods. It's beautiful. It's this little comfortable cabin. I'm actually doing a finished house tour very soon on this channel, so look out for that. I've been loving it. My days feel so restful. I honestly just want to be home all the time. I feel like the last year I have just completely changed personalities. Start of 2024, I was like the most extroverted person you've ever met. I was always out getting coffee with friends. Like I would go out to coffee at least 2 times a week with people. I was constantly searching for the next thing to go to be out of the house, just to like be busy. And now all I want to do is like be at my house. I have 2 best friends. I just only want to hang out with them. Something that has become really important in my life is my music. So I started writing songs when I was little and always loved it, but I didn't really know how to define it and like I didn't know how it was supposed to fit in my life. And so I've had a lot of ups and downs. There was a year of my life where I decided I'm not going to release any music. I'm only going to write because I need to learn how to actually write good songs. Because at the time it felt like I was really just releasing everything that I was writing. If you're a songwriter or you're in a world where you know songwriters, then you'll know if you released every song that you finished, you would have a catalog of a lot of really crappy songs. I've learned a lot of self-control and patience because it is a lot more satisfying to finish a song song and then bring it to your producer the next day and see it finished and released within a month. But is not my strategy anymore. I think that specifically with music, I have faced the most insecurities that I ever have faced with anything. I am the kind of person that has a lot of creative vision. And so I feel like throughout my life, I have picked hobbies that were really natural for me. I did photography for a long time. I was really good at that. Doing YouTube growing up, making things look visually pretty and communicating and having like something to say, like all of that felt pretty easy for me. One thing I always loved though was singing, but it was not like my natural best ability. I mean, I can sing, like I could sing, but it was never like the best trait that I had. Also, for a long time, I didn't know that there were any other producers in my area. I live in Texas. This is not like a huge music making place, not like Nashville, not like LA. And so for a long time, I felt limited. I thought there was only one person I could work with. I want to make music. How am I going to do this? So finally, at the perfect time, I was in a voice lesson with my voice teacher who I've known for years. And out of nowhere, she told me, hey, by the way, there's a producer nearby that I think you'd really like. And part of me was like, and you're just mentioning this now? But then part of me was also like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. So I went over, immediately met him, and we ended up being besties. Throughout working with him and being at his studio, I have met a ton of friends. A lot of doors have opened, a lot of different opportunities, and mainly the feeling that my creativity doesn't have to have a limit on it. When I write songs now, I know if I want it to end up a certain way, it can. It's possible because my producer is that good. That has changed everything for me. But with beginning to take it so seriously, there have been a lot of emotional ups and downs. I have had to fall, get back up, fall, get back up. I definitely have a really hard time moving past some of the moments that I consider failures. I think in the hobbies I used to pursue, I didn't have as many like failure moments, but this also fulfills me like nothing else. And so the steps that I take and the bravery I have to have is so much more fulfilling. And I'd rather do this and have to strive for it than just have something fall into my hands that I don't love. So I hope that goes to encourage y'all. Like, I think it's really important that in our life, we do the things that genuinely fulfill us, whether it's like nerdy or whether it's really out of character for you. Like other people would be like, wait, well, what? You're into that? I just think you should do it. Like if there's something on your heart, I believe that we're supposed to do it. I think like if God made us a certain way and gave us certain loves and ideas and passions and creativity, why let it go to waste? Because it's on your heart for a reason and someone in the world needs it. So recently I went to Nashville for the first time, and Nashville is the music city of the world. I've never been, and I expected that I was gonna love it, but I also had this feeling of like, everyone loves Nashville. Everyone wants to move to Nashville. I'm gonna be chill. I'm gonna be cool. I'm not gonna fall so in love. But I was wrong. I did fall in love. I felt so freaking fulfilled there. Fulfilled like nothing else. I mean, it was like every day that I woke up there, I just was so happy. Everything that I love, everyone else loves. The possibilities were endless. And so I have this little itch in me to go back already. Like I want to go back. The first time I went to Nashville, I arranged a vocal lesson with this guy that I really wanted to meet. He's super expensive, but he works with a lot of celebrities, and he also works with a close friend of mine who lives here, and she said that he's just done wonders for her voice. So I was like, I'm meeting this guy. So I met him, and pretty much the most important takeaway that I got from that lesson is that I sing very tender and very insecurely. It was a pretty humbling lesson, but it didn't shoot my confidence at all. In fact, it helped me understand myself so much better. I think him just using that word tender just connected all the dots for me. I'm a middle child. I have like a ton of siblings. I have 5. I'm also the person who hates drama, like hates it. Throughout my life, with having the YouTube success that I had when I was little, I've had a lot of people speak into my life and try and pull me down. And a lot of people have like accused me of being overly obsessed with fame or being a diva, not caring about anyone but myself. All of that kind of like cliche lingo that you hear about influencers. I mean, it's true for a lot of people, but I think that I was misunderstood in my community. I've had a lot of people basically make me feel really bad about my success, and a lot of times in my life I have been very embarrassed by it, and the older I got, the less comfortable I was vlogging with friends or vlogging in public. I became very shy about my YouTube, and I really started to like reject the idea that it was a part of any of my identity, which ended up being kind of an okay thing because I feel like where I am now, I'm very much like rooted in my own personhood. Like I don't feel like if YouTube were to disappear, I wouldn't know who I was. But I also, though, took on this belief, I think, that if I believe that I'm great and that I'm capable of a lot of things, then it's going to upset other people. And upsetting other people is literally my least favorite thing to do. I'm kind of a little bit of a people pleaser, but people use that phrase a lot. And so I don't know if there's a different way to phrase it for me in my case, but I don't like to make people feel upset or threatened. And I really just want to like do the things I love and enjoy them and do well. And I want everyone else to be happy with it. And I also want to see other people do well. To me, that's very simple. When it came to representing myself in my music or just in life, when I tell people what I do, I've always been really shy about it. Like, oh, I'm a YouTuber. And then they will be like, well, how many subscribers do you have? And then I'm like, oh, I have this many. And then I kind of shy away and they're always like, whoa, what? That's crazy. And I'm instantly like, yeah, no, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. After so many of those kinds of conversations, I feel like I really started to think in myself, it wasn't a big deal. And I started to push it away so much. Now that I'm pursuing music, that has literally come through in my voice. I literally sometimes sing quietly because I don't like being loud. I don't like being in people's faces. I'm not trying to be a superstar. That's never what I've wanted. And it really like aggravates me when people misunderstand that. There was a time recently where I was up on the stage and I remember just thinking the whole time, like, you don't belong here, or you can't really do this, you shouldn't be doing this. I was having so many negative thoughts, literally while trying to perform for people. I think I've had to realize recently that if I embrace my capabilities, that doesn't make me a bad person or a diva. I can very much embrace everything I think I'm called to do and still be a really good friend and a really good person. And like, that's what I've always done. Gracie Abrams actually recently said something about her voice and how she sings very softly, and she always felt like she had this fear of being heard. I really relate with that. I want to be the kind of person who just fully embraces what I'm doing, and I want to fully embrace confidence. I want to be proud of the fact that I do think I'm a very capable person. I don't want to shy away from owning it. And that's what my vocal coach kept saying. He was like, you need to own it. Like, sing these lyrics like you mean them. A lot of my music too, like in my writing, I think a lot of my writing for a while was very shy because I was afraid to ever write about something that was completely honest, because I knew that the person I was writing about was gonna know it was about them. And that really scared me. Upsetting people in my personal life through my music really upset me. And it actually made things really a lot deeper in that issue that I have, because recently, or like last year, I was dating a guy and he threw a really big fit because he realized that one of the songs I was going to release was about a previous relationship. And it was a song I had written in that previous relationship, but it didn't get released until after that relationship. And he really wanted me to only write about him. And I tried to explain to him that, like, I don't think I could ever commit to just writing about one topic. And I really wrestled with that. I was like, maybe he's got a point. I know now that no one could ever ask that of me. Like, I cannot be confined to one topic for the rest of my life. Even in that situation, like, I wanted to take him seriously and I wanted to hear him out. And so I didn't really write very much throughout that relationship. I don't know why I take other people's feelings so seriously when a lot of times they're harmful to me or they're silly. Like, they're not good feelings for them to be having, but I respect the feeling anyway, even if it's illogical. And I know it's illogical, but I just like comply anyway. I don't know. I guess that is people pleasing. All that to say, I feel like my music is really going in a direction where I am very honest. I'm not afraid to write about people that have done me dirty. I'm not afraid of how capable I am. Like, I'm not afraid now that that capability is going to turn people off. I think that having like best friends in my life, like a really good sense of community, has given me a lot more confidence too, because I know that none of those people would ever think that what I was doing was coming from like a selfish motivation. So anyways, I want to kind of wrap up this video. I just want to express to y'all that I have a lot of plans and a lot of ideas, and the most important thing to me on this channel is remaining authentic. I really value authenticity. I really want y'all to see my life and hopefully find encouragement in it, and I'm going to continue sharing stories and life lessons. I have a lot of fun vlog ideas, and it's going to be a really good time. So if you're new, you should definitely subscribe and be a part of this because it's going to be awesome. And if you're an old new friend, then hello, it's good to see you again. And yeah, I think that's going to wrap up this video. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.